What are we gonna see?
I'm just basically.
We gonna talk about it or we letting it rock? Waves with the locks in the back is a crazy combo. No disrespect though. I mean, I got the locks, but the waves in the front is crazy. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spy. Look, man, I'm back with that Tommy G, man. That TG, Big G. Look, so my boy in San Francisco, we're looking at the open drug market. I didn't know San Francisco had an open drug market. I don't know how crazy it's gonna get, but from the thumbnail, it looked like it might be a little crazy. Look, man, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, TikTok, everything. Links will be in the description. Like the video, sub if you're new. Let's get right into it. Let's rock out.
If you wanted to buy fentanyl, how easy would it be to find around here? It's easy.
The homeless pooping, that's
He
like
said that
inevitable
quick.
down here. You're gonna see that every 5 feet type.
Very rare footage.
I ain't never seen this shit before.
San Francisco's Tenderloin neighborhood is at
Human
the heart
poop?
of the narrative about the city. Drugs, homelessness,
What's going on with human
We're in
poop?
San Francisco, an open-air drug market of the Tenderloin. Here to show you the fentanyl crisis and what's going on.
Super nice trash. Hold on, y'all see the transitions? Y'all see the transitions?
That's one of the things
Okay,
this place
Tommy.
is famous for. Yasmin found the first human ship, and right behind
Okay,
us,
Tommy,
someone
with the
is
transitions,
lighting a pipe
man.
or something.
San Francisco is home to a notoriously gritty neighborhood called the Tenderloin. It's a place where people
I've never heard of this
fentanyl,
place.
commit robberies, and poop in
Ever.
public all in broad daylight. It is home to an open-air
But
drug
see-
market, and it's one of America's hotspots for fentanyl and homelessness. Shootings, murders, robberies, and assaults are the words you frequently find in headlines about this area. It's sort of a Wild West place where criminals run the streets.
What was he
and it's gotten
doing?
so bad that on March 14th of 2024, citizens and business owners banded together to sue the city of San Francisco.
Sue
because,
'em.
and I quote, residents are terrified to leave their homes and businesses are unable to recruit staff. This is because if you walk yourself to work in the Tenderloin, it's almost certain that you will encounter people smoking fentanyl
Marriott.
and injecting heroin. It's not
Yeah,
uncommon
they
to
on
see
that
naked
fat
homeless
sleep.
guys pooping and
Dang.
masturbating in front of you. And while you are at your job, you will need to be alert on whether the person entering your store
I can see why people don't want to work there. I ain't mad at them.
drugs. It's a scary and
But-
filthy place, and it's also a very
Wow.
sad place because you have thousands of people living in absolute misery.
I honestly
in terms of
thought-
people that could be living up to the
I really thought San Francisco was like a cool place, like to live at least. I didn't. Well, it says it's a neighborhood, but this
potential.
he almost making it seem like it's the
It's a
city
huge problem
of
with
San
no end in
Francisco.
sight. So the question is, what
But
do
I don't
you
know how
do?
big it is.
People on the right side of the political spectrum believe the solution
So-
involves more police, being tougher on crime, and moving the homeless people out of the area. But where do these people go? People on the left take what they view as more of a humanitarian approach. They look at drug addiction as an illness, and they believe the best way to help the problem is to invest into things like clean needles and pipes in an effort
See?
to prevent disease spreading, and also to provide housing and other resources for the people struggling. Today, we show you one of America's worst neighborhoods.
It can go both ways, chat. Like increasing more police, like I see both sides, but it can go either. Like it's pros and cons to both sides. Like it can still go
Examine how the
good or
Tenderloin
bad,
got to this
even if you
point
try to
and
help
show you
them, and
what
even if you
happens
don't
here
try to help them,
in
it's
we talk about what could be done to improve this.
it's
place.
pretty in the middle. I don't know.
Quick announcement: we've restocked the hoodies. Big Dog's got.
Oh, love you though. No free ads. Okay. Let me see something, Tommy. But I mean, yeah, the city looks nice though. Well,
It is November 15th, 2023. As of
November
filming this video,
15th.
and we are in San Francisco to explore.
my boy
the
had this in the
Tenderloin, which is
archives, in the
open-air
vault.
Drug market.
Let's give you a little background on the history of the tenderloin.
Had this in the
section
vault.
of the city earned its name after the higher quality cut of meat, beef tenderloins. And this was because police officers in the early 1900s would be able to afford beef tenderloins because of all the bribes they accepted due to ignoring illicit activity in the area. The bribes really kicked in when California passed the Red Light Abatement Act in 1914. This meant that other areas got more heavily policed, and that due to the tenderloin's reputation for lax policing, many of those criminals came to the Tenderloin to set up shop in the area. So law enforcement looking the other way has long been part of this neighborhood's history. This area is particularly diverse, and some of this is due to the migration that followed after the Vietnam War. A significant number of people came from Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia and moved to the area due to its affordability. Now, as far as housing goes in the Tenderloin, something notable is 25% of the housing stock is owned by nonprofits. This means a lot of the housing is halfway houses, homeless shelters, and recovery centers. And nonprofits do this in order to help the homeless community. A 2022 report estimated that 3,800 homeless people call this place home on any given night.
38, 48. Wait. Oh. So I thought this was the total amount of homeless people. This is the total amount. 7,750? Wow.
And part of the reason homeless people love places like San Francisco
And half
Los
of them are
Angeles
basically living
is
like a halfway house and
because of the
everything.
nice weather that allows them to be outside year-round. So to summarize, the Tenderloin's troublesome predicament is nothing new, and this place has been plagued by drugs and crime for over 100 years. Arguably the human
Just needles in the street too.
They even apparently have an app here in San Francisco that tracks where human poo is, so you don't step in it on the street.
Snap crap. Y'all sitting here taking pictures of in the middle of the street.
2,597 calls about piles of poo.
Down by the Civic Center.
Wow.
It's pretty grim.
Why is that? Why are we?
2 trucks for a cost of about $750,000.
Well, I guess because they're homeless.
It's going to be an interesting week to film because Chinese leader Xi Jinping, among other Asian leaders, are in town meeting with Biden, Kamala Harris. We filmed this episode in November of 2023. During this time, San Francisco was hosting the annual meeting for APEC, or the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. APEC promotes free trade and economic development among the nations that are members. And I can understand why the United States want to clean up the streets to welcome our foreign guests to town. But here are 2 questions that come to mind.
What's that?
One, as it is largely Chinese fentanyl flooding the San Francisco
That's
streets,
Fetty.
should not Chinese leader Xi Jinping see the effects of his country's export? And 2,
Wait.
why is it that we can...
So we meeting with the dude, and they shipping the Fed over here? Something ain't right. That sounds like a Rush Hour plot.
Clean the streets up for foreign leaders, but we can't clean up the streets for the American taxpayer that lives there and funds the cleanup in the first place. It appears that the Tenderloin has been altered a little bit. It's gotten a little bit of a clean image so that dear leader Xi Jinping doesn't see how crazy it really is. But we're going to give you a picture of what it's like in San Francisco's open-air drug market, the Tenderloin. Let's begin.
The Tenderloin. Whoa.
Right now what you're seeing is a lot of handsome Asian gentlemen walking around San Francisco, and from what I'm gathering from locals, San Francisco did not look like this only a week ago. They kind of cleaned a lot up.
Trash are what some people in the Tenderloin
So they
have learned to live with
just putting on a fake image of what the city really like.
September 22nd, city crews
So
collected more than 36,000 pounds of it in the Tenderloin. That's
36,000 pounds of trash. 36,000 pounds of trash in 5 days. Not even 5 days. 6 days. 6 days. I thought it was 5. 6 days? 36. God damn. Like, are there no trash cans in the street? Like, what's going on?
more than 18 tons, and that
is
only
ridiculous.
what public works crews hauled away. It doesn't even include what was picked up by the CBD or Urban Alchemy, and it's just one average week.
That was a
The
jacket.
trash never stops.
This guy looks like Secret Service or...
Wow.
Riot police. What is cooking up today, huh? I thought there was going to be a video about fentanyl and homelessness and drug addiction.
That's what I
but it looks
thought.
like it might be interspersed with a little bit more. Are we protected from bippers here?
Don't leave your valuables with you
Okay.
because like they would entice them to break it.
Bippers.
But then I'm here until 5:30.
Okay, and if you need help fighting
Bippers.
them off, call us too, okay?
Okay.
San
What's a
Francisco is famous
bipper?
for being one of the more
I'm kinda
lawless
curious.
places in America, but because all the foreign leaders are in town, we're putting up a pretty strong show of force. I don't know if it's going to be an entirely accurate picture of what it's like day to day, but look, as you can see, police and law enforcement and whatnot, these guys are zooted and booted and ready to rumble, so I'm guessing there's going to be some clashes today. We're going to go meet with some of our contacts, guys that can
Gotta
really
see what a
show us
bipper
what this thing's
was.
about. That's what this channel is about, getting inside access to places most people don't, so we can bring you the real, honest, raw truth. I'm afraid
Real
it's gonna be a little
journalism.
harder today for people to sell fentanyl
Let's
with all
go.
these law enforcement in town. Can we go through this way, go around? So something that I think is always interesting about when you
Oh, God,
find
it's
like,
orange.
homeless camps and really bad drug issues is that it's very close to high wealth areas. So we got our whole Ray-Ban, we got designer fashion. In the midst of this is extreme
American
poverty.
Eagle.
We're meeting our contact at this train station. We'll see you guys then.
So with the high fashion around them, are they really getting business? Like, I'm not even trying to be fun. Are they really getting business? Like, looking at it, I don't want to say, for instance, it's like a Ray-Ban store, and there's someone just camping out in a tent. Like, I don't really feel like people really going to that store for real. You know, like I don't feel like they're even the store getting business.
This is like the nice part of the Tenderloin. Once you go in there, that's where it's
okay,
really
so they're in the nice part.
Down here right now,
there's so many police and federal agents.
Not only that, this is not like that. Like this, it's really dirty. So where I'm from is about 10, 60 minutes south. But yes, I've been here, you know, Bay Area, Stockton all my life. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
How you doing?
Man.
How you doing?
This is my brother.
How you doing, brother?
We waiting on my cousin right now. All this Apex shit got it real crowded. So he said he like 5 blocks away, but he driving.
So is it not normally like this? I noticed there's a.
Is he smoking a cigarette?
Police around here.
Or is he smoking a?
You pick like the exact week where.
You be a little funky in the Tenderloin.
Yeah, for sure. I said we used to be out here doing our thing probably about 12, 15 years ago.
Okay.
But we was outside, but my cousin, he never left. So that's why when I seen your shit, I'm like, I know who to put Tommy G in contact with.
One thing I think that's a little funny is like when the Chinese leaders come to town, it's their fentanyl that's tearing up the town. Right. But when they come, they got to clean it up. Right. You know what I mean? Right. I think they should see some of the fentanyl.
Right. They should.
We should show Xi Jinping a bag of fentanyl and be like, excuse me, sir, do you know where this came from?
For real. This is f***ing up our nation right now, man.
Are we officially in the Tenderloin right now?
And it's nationwide. It ain't even just in the Tenderloin. It ain't even just in San Francisco. That's a nation thing, man. That's a United States thing. And it's crazy what this one little drug doing to just people. Like, it's honestly sad, man. Like,
just across the street.
Just people throwing their lives away like that.
You gonna see because nodding, leaning, everything. Right. They got the Secret Service.
Have you guys heard of ISO?
What's ISO?
It's like stronger than fentanyl.
Got some new shit now? What the f?
If you could speak directly
stronger than fat.
Great leader Xi Jinping, is there anything you would tell him?
They whole culture is crazy. From what I heard, at least, ain't it communism?
Yeah. What do you think about communism?
Just being from America, I don't think it's right. I don't think one person should have that much power.
We are in the BART, which is the subway or train
station? Yeah.
Rapid transportation.
What do you notice that's different about today compared to normal?
We are literally at one of the grossest, nastiest BART stations that I ever know. In
San Francisco.
And it's clean today.
It's clean.
So what do you think it is that when foreigners come to town, when presidents from other countries come to town, we can clean it up? Or when regular old Americans are here, hey, we're just going to make it a shithole. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that is backwards. Yeah. I mean, it's not even backwards. It should be dirty in general.
Wrestling, you just be,
you good at that shit?
Pretty good, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, shit. Okay, oh, yeah.
We're going to look into the fentanyl, the trank, and all the drugs that are hitting the city right now and give you an inside look. Let's go boots on the ground.
No free ads, no free ads, no free ads.
It'll be a lot more of these right now.
Nothing's free.
So is it a rich area here?
Yes, it is. That's the
so this the rich area.
And shit is hella expensive to live in.
And in the midst of that is literally a bed sheet with like poop and shit on it.
Blood. You pay $4,500 a month. Brush this.
So what is it like in the shop? People stealing shit all the time. There's homeless guys pooping in front of your store.
I mean, we've been here for some years though, so everybody respects us.
The homeless pooping, that's like inevitable down here. You're gonna see that every 5 feet type shit. You know what I mean?
So what struggles you face as a business owner in San Francisco?
Over here be booming, bro.
Yeah. Are you guys seeing the impact of fentanyl?
So he be booming over here. I don't know what they talking about.
Yeah.
I get mine.
All that shit, man. That shit turned everything into zombies out here.
Yeah.
Lady trying to trade some Ben & Jerry's ice cream for some fentanyl.
Trade some Ben & Jerry's ice cream. It was still frozen too.
Do you think she boosted that ice cream?
I don't know. Where is
she?
When
the Olympics come to town, when leaders come to town.
Don't eat that ice cream. I don't care if you're trading it for fat. You shouldn't even be doing that. Don't eat that ice cream. That's gonna be your last. That's gonna be your last bowl.
We try and give a squeaky clean image to the world that everything's okay here, when really it's not.
Very rare footage.
I ain't never seen this shit before.
Tell us about the area that we're in right now.
This is a Took Street.
What's it like?
Took Street.
Like a lot of drugs, a lot of homeless people live down there.
So
mental ill.
Not where are they putting the homeless people? Because if this is the street, this is what it looked like when it's not clean, when the foreign president isn't here. Where are these people being located to where it's giving off this clean image? My hat looks so crazy. I don't know why I look. Hold on, why my shit look like that? Oh, I think it's getting pushed down by this. Anyway, but yeah, so where are these people being located to where they can show the streets and saying that it can look this clean, it can do this? Like, where are these people being put? That's the main thing we need to look
I've been
at.
here like almost 13 years.
Does it normally look like this?
No, nighttime is bad. Because you got bars. The president is here today. That's why they clean everything.
Is this a high crime area?
Yeah. 2 people got killed a month ago.
Wow.
What happened?
It's the drugs. Each corner, they sell like fentanyl.
If we wanted to buy fentanyl, how easy would it be to find around here?
It's easy. A lot of people are like Halloween every day. They dress up like a, female, guys with dress. You see half people be all naked.
You see naked people around here?
Yeah.
They being naked?
Nice meeting you, bro.
What kind of an adventure
Oh,
are
that's
you taking us on?
do
I'm
that.
Basically,
Mr. Do that.
take you on a little quick extravaganza with a tenderloin.
Okay.
Kind of sad, but you feel me? You feel me? Extravaganza.
What are we gonna see?
I'm just basically.
We gonna talk about it, or we letting it rock? Waves with the locks in the back is a crazy combo. No disrespect though. I mean, I got the locks, but the waves in the front is crazy.
Just gonna take you on a little quick extravaganza with a tenderloin.
That ain't even waves.
Kind of sad, but you feel me? You feel me?
see Fetty Wap.
A lot of Fetty Wap concerts sold out. I'm gonna give you the flip side.
He talking about sold out.
There's people out here actually working to actually save lives and shit.
I mean, I see a lot of people cleaning. I know there's a lot of treatment centers here.
Yeah, we got resources trying to give people jobs. We usually walk around with Narcan and fentanyl testers for the people that like to take pills and smoke weed and shit just so we test it. That shit is becoming a big monster.
Where a lot of stuff is becoming laced.
A lot of stuff is laced.
Oh yeah. So now you gotta. So now you can't even just smoke the J. You wow. Let me. You can't just do what you want to do if you're not doing fentanyl, because now you gotta worry about stuff being laced.
Deadly mistake,
This
right?
is crazy.
You think you're gonna take a couple puffs of weed, it's gonna be a nice day, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, it's been going like that.
Wow.
Like the past year or two.
That's sad, man.
Pandemic.
so one thing to draw your attention to is the
Sad.
architecture in the area. So this is the anti-homeless architecture where they don't let people sit or sleep. What do you think about that?
That ain't stopping shit. Now they just putting up tents.
Homelessness is something that's much easier to get into than out of. I had a conversation with a professor from the University of Wisconsin that researched homelessness, and when it comes to breaking down why people become homeless, he said it's easiest to break it down like this. A third of people are homeless due to drug addiction issues, a third are homeless due to mental illness, and a third are homeless because they were living paycheck to paycheck and one financial setback took them out. And really, there's a lot of overlap between those three categories. But let's dive more into the financial aspect. Only 44% of Americans are equipped to handle an emergency expense of $1,000 or more. So whether it be a car repair or a hospital bill, that's enough for many people to miss rent and begin the downward spiral to homelessness. What's more is a lot of the people that are homeless were dealt a bad hand from the beginning. One study of women living in temporary shelters found that 78% of them reported being the victim of childhood abuse. That's staggering. When you consider the following variables, a nationwide trend of rent and cost of living going up, inflation lowering purchase power, easy access to highly addictive drugs, in particular the fentanyl that's flooding across
We are going in a downward spiral.
And relatively low amounts of savings. These conditions make for the perfect storm of homelessness.
It feels messed up though that you even have to design a city like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Part of me understands if I was a business owner, I don't want a bunch of homeless people in front of my business. But when you look at just a person.
And what's crazy, doing all that homeless anti-sleeping stuff was a good amount of money, a couple thousand. Instead of doing that, they could have put that in and trying to help them. You know, it's
that wants a place to sit.
Right.
It's a double-sided
tough.
thing, man. Yeah, I say a double-sided coin.
Right there, that's human shit. Yeah, that's human.
That's one of the things this place is famous for. Yasmin found the first human shit. What can you tell us about the tenderloin? I'm from Milwaukee. I haven't seen anything like it before.
You know, the tenderloin is supposed to be like when you cut, you cut meat. They say the tenderloin is like the most precious part of a meat, right? When you're doing like the little Jewish cut thing or whatever. So this is like really the prime financial area. You know, you got the financial district down the street. There's money out here, really, is what it is. You get deep into the tenderloin, it's like with all this money out here, it ain't changing the poverty out here. It ain't no in-betweens out here. Ain't no middle class. You either living dirt poor, or you living up, or you getting it up. It's pimping, hoeing, dope, dealing, killing. Out here, you know what I'm saying? Police don't give a f You know what I'm saying?
I can tell. It seems like things are pretty out in the open. Like you don't have to really worry about it.
They don't give a
Many people have been complaining that San Francisco is too soft on crime. So let's examine the policies that are in place in the city. Chesa Bodine, who served as DA,
I don't know anything about this. It's very interesting, chat.
Platform of decarceration and justice reform. One of the first policies he implemented as DA was the elimination of cash bail for certain offenders not deemed to be a public safety risk. Progressives argue that cash bail creates a two-tier justice system. If you don't have money for bail, you will be stuck sitting in a cell while a wealthier person is able to walk free. Furthermore, the issue is compounded as impoverished people are forced to work with public defenders who are underpaid and overworked. Conservatives push back against this because they believe this creates a revolving door system that the criminals are aware of. Not only do the criminals have no fear of consequence, but this also results in a demoralized police force that doesn't want to do their job if they know it won't have an impact. Let me know in the comments which ideology you'd prefer to have in charge in your city.
The only thing is, you see kids coming, respect kids. You see women and older people, respect them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, see somebody grandma coming, hey, put that shit away.
The Chinese leaders in town right now, and you know where all the fentanyl comes from?
China.
So what do you think about that?
It's all part of the government plan. They put Coke and Coca-Cola at one time. I mean, it's all population control.
He might be on something. He might be on to something.
If they don't keep controlling people, then one day they feel that they'll be overpopulated.
Ain't gonna lie, bro. He kind of fresh. He got the fit. He got a fit on.
I think that the government is having no choice because China has the most power and has the most money when it comes to influencing other countries. I mean, we're America. We're a country that's supposed to be the land of the brave, but in reality, I mean, we're the land of the brave or the slaves. So I can't tell you the truth, man. China is a place that they've been dealing with America. They know how to infiltrate and they know how to do things. So I think that we got an enemy that we just finally got to meet our match. You know what I'm saying?
How much money do I need if I want to buy a hit of Fetty? How much money do I need?
Shit, I mean, I can't tell you all that. You better ask somebody that sell it. If you look around the ground, you might find a sack, man. All I can say is, if you don't know what it is, you better ask somebody.
He is not getting caught on camera.
Rapping shit now.
Yeah, I know that, huh?
What's
up? What kind of documentary you got?
Feel me?
How you come up down here?
I come up down here from Oakland. I'm out here saving lives on this fentanyl shit and shit too. You feel me?
Okay. Over 620 people they got record is dying from that stuff.
I'm gonna give you some facts about that shit. This is my uncle, y'all. He gonna tell y'all a little bit more about what's going on.
What is it like sweeping through the streets right now?
Rolled up.
It's not too good right now because, like I said, it's over. What they got record is over.
I got a fit on. Looking like R. Kelly. Nah, it's a serious video. Lock in, chat. Just sad, bro. Chill. Y'all playing too much. Y'all playing.
With 620 people dying from fentanyl.
What do you think should be done?
They need to have more education for them. A long time ago, they used to have programs like CEDAR, which was a training program. Fentanyl is the problem with it, but what's the underneath of all the fentanyl? When I'm talking about the mental health, the homelessness. But you got the people like the mayor making skating rings. I mean, it's okay for them to skate, have a safe place to go to skate, but you build that thing costs a couple $1 million, and you ain't got no place for these homeless and sick people to go. And this is a lifesaver. But some of them get mad when you finish this to them because they get high and they get away from all their problems, right? And that's another reason they get high, they get away from it.
That's another thing too. Obviously, they're gonna try to get high every day so they can escape the reality of, man, I'm homeless. Like, you know, I'm living on the street. I'm pooping on the side of the street. I don't have anything. Why would you not try to do? You know, you would do anything you could to escape it. So
there's more poop right here. So that's poop number 2, and that was only a half a block away from poop number 1.
But you're gonna see a lot more of that. That's okay. That can be addressed easily. That's nothing compared to other problems. That ain't shit, right? That's shit, but it you know.
When did fentanyl hit the city?
During the fucking pandemic.
What can you tell us about the Tenderloin, man?
Shit, it is what it is, you feel me? Come here to get our money, eat, you feel me?
What advice do you have to someone battling addiction?
Shit, just stay strong, try to stay grounded, and put your trust in God, you feel me?
Are there resources for people out here that are looking to get help?
Yeah, there's resources, you know. You gotta want it though, you gotta want it. If you don't want it, then you ain't gonna get it.
All right, well have a good day, okay?
You too, God bless.
wow, man.
The people that are leaning over, what is that about?
Cities
People are high on fentanyl all day.
There's something about it that makes your back.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I watch your steps and species some shit around. But when you see that whole look and everything, we pretty much know what's going on, especially when somebody's standing up asleep.
We interrupt this broadcast.
It's really just in the middle of this. Yeah.
It's kind of unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Y'all don't have one of these in Milwaukee?
We don't have human shit everywhere.
Oh.
We have our issues in Milwaukee, but not human shit.
Wow, man. That's very sad that it's just.
Like they might give
Narcan and all of this is some resource shit that we might want to get on there, bro.
Next, we talked to a guy from St. Anthony's. St. Anthony's is a nonprofit that hires a lot of ex-cons to do social work in the area. And I think this is a great idea because if you want someone to navigate the streets properly, you should probably find guys that know the streets. And
that know the streets, yeah.
So tell me
Change
what
the
you're
life
doing here
around.
and where we are.
Jones and Golden Gate, and I work right here at St. Anthony's. I work with the homeless. We give them showers, we wash their clothes, we give them food, and we help them like basically get off the streets.
That's good, man. That's a W
There's a
dude.
lot of people here that need help. What is it like, and what do you see day to day?
That's really cool.
Day to day, I see people overdosing, we bringing them back. It's crazy.
Have you had to use Narcan on someone?
No.
How do you bring them back if they're overdosing?
Put the Narcan up their nose, and then you hit it with the pump 2 times, and then it brings them back.
I guess, where do you see this going? Is it getting better or is it getting
Narcan
worse?
sales are going crazy.
Getting a little better.
But that's bad, though, because it shouldn't even be like that to begin with.
Relatively may have been in jail or relatively used to use drugs. You feel me? That get these jobs. And it's a help. It's a help to our streets. So you feel me? They need to keep
ASAP Ferg, that's what he look like.
In your opinion, what makes or breaks someone's success in becoming sober or getting off the streets?
Should put an effort to it and giving them help.
With a lot of these folks that you're working with, do you think childhood trauma or mental illness is a big part of their journey? What is it that's tearing up the city right now? Is it more than fentanyl or is it primarily fentanyl?
Ooh, I'm gonna say fentanyl. Killing people. All my friends, everything.
Let's look at this right here. So the green is Series 6. I have no idea what that is. Never heard of it. Meth, cool. Not cool, but you get what I'm saying. Meth has been on the rise. Yeah, Fet, really, like around June, May. I don't know what is this, 2020? Because he said around quarantine, but that gap that it started reaching is crazy. That's, imagine the graph keep going on like this. Yeah, Fet's just doing numbers. Very sad.
Relatives, they all dying off of it. Dying, left to right.
So if you had a message to America about this crisis, what would it be?
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone?
Leave it alone.
Man. Is that a water gun? Why they zoom in like that? Wow.
Current day, that fentanyl is just huge in the city. When did it start hitting the city, and when did you first hear about it?
Maybe 3 years ago. And,
Hear about it? He might.
I don't use fentanyl anymore.
Oh, anymore?
And then I got injured. I went to the hospital. They put me on methadone, and the end of the story with fentanyl.
What's your drug of choice now that you're trying to escape?
I guess meth.
Meth? Okay. And for someone that lives around this area, how easy is that to find and buy?
It's on every corner.
Every corner? I would imagine in your shoes that makes it very hard to get away from it.
You can, yeah.
Is there anything the city could be doing better to help someone in your shoes?
Gotta educate people.
What's the first hit of meth?
He looks
Was
scared.
It love at first sight?
But I mean, it is a big camera in his face.
You're trying to fill a hole. You're trying to fill some kind of an emptiness.
What's your plan forward, or what's your next move?
Well, my goal right now is to get housing, legal housing, not a squad or.
If there's youth watching this that are wondering if they should experiment with drugs,
as young people, you're not missing anything. You don't need to do drugs to feel like you're gonna be a part of something. It's not necessary. Just have a good life, drug-free, and stay healthy.
What do we got here?
I don't know.
Number one team there is, Warriors. What do you think?
So, what percentage of people
Warriors.
out here use and boost to supplement their use?
So, first and foremost, you have to have mothers from around the world sit down and have a real debate. Because in 100 years, the human race is going to be doing cocaine. Have you ever done cocaine?
Not yet.
Now,
Not
when you
yet.
look at your trash cans, and now you see excess of trash. Well, how do you stop inflation? When you start talking to your neighbor and realistic that in 100 years, human race will be doing cocaine, will be doing opium, will be doing fentanyl. Then that person is going to boost. So the more you boost, the more you hurt your neighbor. So now you don't know your neighbor that well. So now that there's conflict because no, I don't want my niece growing up and using drugs.
So we come full
Yeah.
circle, or if you talk to your neighbor more, more.
Then you zone better because now it's not decriminalizing it, it's legalizing it. Why? Because we're letting the underworld win at night. When you're honest with yourself and say, you know what, my mother says, you know what, I'm talking with the other mother from another continent, my son does that too. But now when you accept it, and instead of denying that person, now you zone better. So now at 3 o'clock in the morning,
I think you speak in a smart and poetic way, but we do have an appointment we have to walk to. So I wish you the best.
All
right, man. Take care.
You keep it illegal.
I hear you.
When you see cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco,
I hear ya.
with crime and all the bad things that are happening.
Yeah, he kind of lost me. No disrespect, though.
A punching bag for bad progressive policies. And while I do agree some of those progressive policies are counterproductive,
Somebody said, bro,
it's
yapping.
important to highlight that in rural areas across the country, you look at Kentucky, Mississippi, West Virginia, these are Republican-dominated places, and they have a lot of the same problems that the progressive cities do too, just in rural pockets. High rates of drug addiction, high rates of welfare,
that makes
high
sense.
rates
That
of
makes sense.
unemployment. So if we are going to advance as a country, I think we need to compare notes and work together as a team to
We're
say
cooked,
what solutions
bro.
are truly going to benefit each area, and what can make a city a good, safe, and employable place to live no matter where it is in the country.
And right behind us, someone is lighting a pipe or something. It's just so open.
Just out and open, yeah.
I was out here on the streets,
sad,
from here, San Jose
ridiculous.
to Stockton, and I used to be one of these guys out here selling drugs, doing drugs. Yeah. So I was a part of this lifestyle for almost 20 years. I went in and out of prison for 5 times. I couldn't stay out of the street for more than 90 days. I would get out of prison within 2-3 months, right back in, 5 times. Is there a story from that time period that can give us an insight into what your life was like? I grew up around drugs and gangs all my life. So when I was a little kid, I already knew I was going to end up in prison. For me, I was able to get out of it through a lot of pain, and I finally made a choice in prison to finally get out of it, and now I'm out almost 5 years clean.
Congratulations, brother. Yeah. Chill, chat. I don't know why we said the same thing. Chill, 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 chill.
How you doing? Welcome to San Francisco, brother.
Thank you.
Our area right here in Soma and the Tenderloin really has not changed too much at all. As you can see, we have a lot of children in this area that got to walk through this area of San Francisco.
Just seeing that as a kid.
And complexes actually have the highest concentration of children in all of San Francisco. So it's just really frustrating to see that our area is being affected by the drugs and the homelessness the most. A lot of the businesses out here have been shut down. Everything in this radius, honestly, has been shut down. You see a lot of these black bags that these individuals are carrying around. Those black undiscreet bags come from this place called the Harm Reduction, the Needle Exchange down on 6th Street. I'll show you guys. They give out a lot of utensils and paraphernalia to drug addicts that are struggling. It doesn't really help them. It's actually enabling them and keeping them in this cycle of using.
Let's talk about the business of harm reduction. In 2023, over 800 people died from overdose in San Francisco, 80% of which involve fentanyl. One of the ways that people try and reduce this is harm reduction. Harm reduction is the providing of paraphernalia such as pipes, needles, and foil to addicts for the safer consumption of the drugs. Many people argue that while you are...
What? Oh, you're doing fet? Okay, don't use the dirty one. Let me give you a clean needle, though. You're still doing fet.
working on the larger issue of getting people out of addiction.
Get out of
work
it.
In the meantime, on the task of giving them clean tools to prevent long-term negative effects such as HIV, hepatitis, and other diseases. From
no, we need to get them off it.
Flow into San Francisco every year to help towards harm reduction. This spending allows the distribution of over 240,000 needles every month to drug addicts in San Francisco, or about 1 needle for every 3 residents in the city. The position of harm reduction is a controversial one. San Francisco Mayor London Breed was a longtime supporter of harm reduction, helping to launch the Safe Injection Task Force program in 2017. However, in February of this year, she reversed her position, saying that harm reduction was not reducing the harm, it was actually just making things far worse. Experts
I feel like that's common
saying
sense.
that this was just a political move for the upcoming election, not a statement based in facts. But needless to say, drug addiction and homelessness are at the top of mind for San Francisco people as they head to the polls.
No way he's gonna hit that. If these hit, I'm gonna be like, what the?
Honestly, what I've seen is a lot more younger, able-bodied individuals that are down here on the streets. I mean, these individuals could be working, they could be doing something, but they are being pacified by the government with $800 a month from general assistance, the ability to steal anything they want from the stores
because the
with
cops
no
don't do nothing,
and the open air drug market, which makes it ridiculous. You know, I was a criminal. I sold drugs, I used drugs. I'm what the courts call a career criminal. I've changed my life around, but I have been caught several times for selling cocaine and gun possession and different things of that nature. With no consequences, there's no incentive to
there's no weight to it.
Life. It's a beautiful thing when you can change your life around until you really get sober. And now, I don't believe, don't get me wrong, I don't believe in mass incarceration. I don't think people should have to go to prison to get clean off drugs. However, a 90-day detox is not too much to ask. If you're trying to get sober yourself, do not come to San Francisco. Listen to me, do not come to San Francisco if you're trying to get sober. These programs are riddled with too many obstacles for you. It's going to be really a struggle to stay clean. When the federal judge told me I shouldn't come back to San Francisco, when my federal PO told me I shouldn't come back to San Francisco, when the drug counselors told me I shouldn't come back to San Francisco, I didn't really understand why they were saying that, but now I do see why. You gotta have a lot of tenacity to hold on to your sobriety in this area.
Hey fellas, is there a harm reduction site up here?
They give the needles and the tinfoil right on 6th Street, right?
I've never been to that one.
Oh, okay, where do you go?
I go to 10th Street, but they give you like needles.
But like that tin foil?
Foil, pipes, and needles.
I guess the argument is giving them clean pipes and clean needles reduces the spread of diseases.
This comes from the Harm Reduction Center. This type of stuff is littered all over our city.
What is that?
These are individual cotton balls that they roll up for the addicts so they can draw the drugs up through it and filter it.
And the argument that it stops the spread of disease from dirty needles and all that, that's what they
spending money on the plastic, they spending money on little cotton balls, but they're not going to spend money to help the community. It's rigged, bro. This is literally rigged, chat.
Justification is?
That is what their justification is. The Harm Reduction Center
Literally
got started
rigged.
a long time ago. It was called the Needle Exchange. You give one dirty needle and you get one clean needle in exchange. The only thing logical about it is that they're getting funding. So the more stuff that they give away, the more they can ask for in their annual budget, right? Now that they're giving away all these materials, they can boast those numbers and inflate those numbers and say, hey, we gave away, I don't know, 3 million clean needles. But really what you did is you just gave a bunch of box of needles to individuals and then they ended up in the dumpster or wherever.
When people like Richie hear that their tax money is going
so
to
they're
drug addicts receiving free
basically
needles and pipes, it's
finessing.
easy to see why they're getting
It's
mad.
like
We're
money
living in a
laundering
time when many Americans
with
feel
needles.
like they're barely able to make ends meet, but the taxes keep getting higher and the politicians we have locally and nationally have no accountability with our money. For example, it appears we don't have money to support our troops at home, but we do have money to send overseas to help other countries bomb men, women, and children to fuel wars we didn't want to be involved in the first place, and these decisions are being made by representatives that oftentimes have a financial interest in the war and are vested in stocks like Raytheon and Lockheed Martin. Homelessness, another example. It seems we don't have the money to solve this issue, but we do have the money to house illegal immigrants, give them hotel rooms, phones, groceries, and more. I guess the question that comes to mind is, why does it seem like non-Americans are being prioritized when it comes to spending American tax dollars? But how do we change this? If we don't pay our taxes, we go to jail. But if our politicians that are clearly insider trading and pretending to be public servants, if they can't account for the spending of our money, or if they go massively over budget, it's all good. They get to keep their job and keep their stock portfolio that is outperforming hedge funds. So this is a bit of a rant, but all this to say, even if the nonprofits are having good
Everything's
intentions,
rigged, bro.
It's
all
people are
rigged.
particularly sensitive to how their tax money is spent.
But this is it right here, the Harm Reduction Center. You see, it was going to be closed November 14th to 17th. Well, you guys just missed it.
I'm 40 years old from San Francisco, born and raised in A3 and shit.
Struggling right now with addiction or what?
Struggling with a lot of things. I got a lot of shit on my plate. It ain't, you know, we can all handle this together and shit.
So when you go into this harm reduction site, do they give you help or do they just give you needles?
Well, they got a lot of shit here. They got needles.
Let me see those. What are those, the easy touch ones?
They got needles, they got pipes and shit. They got, you know, wipes and shit.
Next, we meet Mr. Gao, a San Francisco restaurateur who has experienced a slew of break-ins and frequent vandalism to his restaurant. Unfortunately, this is something he's come to look at as just a cost of doing business in San Francisco.
Your parents came here from Vietnam. You were born in the Tenderloin, spent your first 8 years there.
He on there, right? He got to relocate, man.
When I was 13.
13.
Yeah. Got to relocate.
So from 13 and then 8 years on, you lived in the Tenderloin. What was that like?
I thought it was just okay because I didn't know anything better, right? You know, so that's all I know. I didn't know anything about the outside, you know, the outside.
He look like the
world.
dude from
I know
Fanboy
the
and Chum Chum.
Tenderloin. I go after school program up in the Tenderloin at the Clyde Memorial. There's a building on Elder Street. That's where our homeless people are. So you have friends in Tenderloin. You just do a lot of things in Tenderloin, and you feel safe. You feel comfortable, but you go nowhere. So when I could be able to get out, I'm out.
How has you as a business owner been affected by the theft, the vandalism, the drugs in San Francisco?
We get like graffiti all the time when we're building the place, and then we get homeless people, and then we get people breaking in, right? It's
Someone just broke your window the other day?
When something happened like this, I have no feeling. Like I feel like it's just
like,
normal to me right
just
now.
another day,
somebody
like
just break it in, and we learn how to not put any money in a cashier, you know, like stuff like that. We just get used to it, like become.
That's sad that you gotta
such
get
an
used to it.
Inconvenient thing for me, but it's happened that you expect it can happen.
Are you frustrated with how people are not held accountable? Because it seems like people can just get away with this and nothing happens to them.
That's what San Francisco is about, right? It's public safety. We don't have the public safety right now, right? I mean, you come in, you do graffiti, they're just hanging out.
This
right?
is graffiti?
Yeah, this is so little. I mean, they would do the whole building, right? There's nothing we can do. We actually record them. We record them breaking in. But what can I do? You know, there's nothing we can do. Literally, there's nothing we can do.
That's crazy.
Of course it's frustrating, man.
Do you expect more out of your city?
Yeah, I'll be mad too. I just put money on my business. This is my restaurant. This is my source of income. Y'all coming in, damage it, and then there's no repercussions. I'm not getting. Come on, man. It's ridiculous.
Out of your law enforcement?
Oh yeah, of course.
That's really
ridiculous.
That's
Builds
ridiculous.
something, not destroys it. It's very easy to destroy things. You just kick things, you hit it with a hammer. Anyone can do that. A monkey could do that. But not anyone can build something. So be the person that builds something. There's a lot going on here. I think we gotta have empathy for what individuals are going through, but also you have to make rules of a society that make sense. And to me, a lot of what's going on in San Francisco just doesn't make sense.
Let's bring back some tough love, man, some abstinence-based treatment, and get people to be held accountable for their actions. That's all we asking.
And if everybody got a little compassion, like you said, empathy in their heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
man, just look out for one
you
another.
see them laying on the ground, might look like they overdosed or something, give them a shake, I don't know, see if they're awake. If not, call for help. It's just little things, man. Thank God for Narcan.
W video by Tommy. W video by Tommy. I'm not even sold to Tommy G. Let me lock in. Anyway, guys, look, if you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate you sticking. I know it's long. I know these couple videos I've been dropping, they long. I'm giving y'all the full uncut reaction, man. If your attention span is short, go to TikTok. I dropped a little clip on TikTok. It's YouTube short. I don't know. But everything is in the description if you want to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. Trying to get my Twitch followers up. We got to go now. Lock in. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video, man. I don't know what we're going to watch, but I'll see you.
Hop inside an Audi, then I did the dash. Shorty know I only care about the cash. Big dance, big sticks, big rash. She asked me how I got it, said I got it like that.